Okay, so welcome to the final piece of our walking puzzle for this month. And with this session, we're going to be looking at arm swing. Okay, so I have given this session the most ridiculous name that I could possibly think of, which is do your arms hang low, can you swing them to and fro? Because why not, okay? So we're going to be looking at arm swing. And there's obviously a little bit of talking in this, so feel free to keep moving. And in fact, we're going to start with the top of the foot stretch. So taking one leg behind, you're going to tuck your toes under and then try and stand as tall as you can without leaning forwards. Okay, so we're in our top of the foot stretch. Notice if it makes you kind of drop to one side, try and stand fairly square. And notice if it's made you roll to one side, and let's start with that foot just in the centre there. Okay, so arm swing in walking is a natural reflex. It's called reciprocal arm swing, and the reason that we have it is that your legs are really heavy, and just as part of the natural gait cycle, the natural walking cycle, as you swing your leg forwards, it would naturally kind of twist your body. Just the weight of that leg coming forwards would twist your body. So we have that arm swing to kind of counterbalance that a little bit, to try and keep your body translating smoothly and going in the right direction and not kind of twisting and turning all over the place. Let's switch and do the other leg now. So again, just taking a moment to make sure that you're in really good alignment here, ribs relaxed and down and not leaning forwards. Now, the problem with our reflexive reciprocal arm swing is that we've damaged many of our natural reflexes just by the way that we use our bodies or don't use our bodies. Your body adapts to what you do with it all of the time, and just the fact that we don't walk great distances, that, you know, perhaps we're carrying things, or we're just doing other things, you know, our shoulders aren't kind of in very good alignment, so our arms just kind of don't work as well anymore. And it's just adaptations that our body's created. Okay, and then we're going to have a little look at some of those. So let's go back to the first side. Let's just do a little bit of that rainbow top of the foot stretch now, where you're just rolling side to side. So we kind of know that when we're walking, our arms should be swinging. Everybody knows that your arms should be swinging. But because we've kind of lost that reflexive swing, or, you know, it's not kind of the same as it should be, we try and create that swing. So we tend to swing our arms a little bit when we're walking. And in fact, some people take it to extremes, and you'll see people kind of pumping their arms as they're walking. The problem with kind of forcing the arm swing and trying to create this movement is that if you don't understand the mechanics of how the arm swing works and why it's there, you're going to get it wrong. Switch to your other side. So your arm should be doing work when it goes back and then swinging forwards. Yeah, we shouldn't be bringing the arm in front, we should be taking that arm behind. I keep stopping doing my top of the foot stretch. You carry on. When I start talking, sometimes I drift off and stop doing the movement, so you feel free to carry on. Alright, so let's just come to stand. Let's just stand with our feet hip width apart. So remember, we always stand with our feet directly under those bony projections on the front of your pelvis, so we're pelvis width apart. And then let's just swing our arms. Let's just swing them both together first. Just swinging the arm. So all you're doing here is noticing how it feels. Does it feel restricted? Do your arms just swing forwards and backwards, or is there kind of any like crossing across the midline? Do you have like an elbow bend as you swing your arms? Can you keep a straight arm as you swing? And then have a look at your arms and just notice where your elbow pits are. Keep swinging, but notice where your elbow pits are. So if your elbow pits are facing in towards your body, that's going to change what's happening at the shoulder. Yeah? So if your elbow pits are facing into your body, we're rolling that shoulder forward. So I want you to think about rolling your elbow pits forwards as you swing your arms. Going to do a little bit of single arm swing. Now, just because you've rotated your elbow pits forwards doesn't mean that you have to walk around with your palms facing forwards, okay? Because we have the ability to keep the elbow pit forwards, to keep the chest and the shoulder open, and then rotate that lower arm back in so that your palm faces in towards you, yeah? So that rotation of the lower arm doesn't affect the elbow pit and it doesn't affect the shoulder. So our shoulder's in a little bit of that, it's in a neutral position, but it's almost like it's opened out. Elbow pit is forwards and then lower arm is in. Yeah, so can you get that position? And then let's swing both together. So elbow pits are pointing forwards, palms are facing in towards you. Can you let them swing freely? So notice if there's a lot of tension, if you're kind of lifting the arms up and then dropping them down, is there a lot going on? Can you just let them swing freely? Let your hands be relaxed. Think about super heavy hands as you swing your arms forwards and backwards. Notice if your shoulders are sneaking up around your ears. Try and keep those shoulders down. Shoulders don't need to come up. Now, you might have noticed that when you go on a particularly long walk, that you get a little bit of swelling maybe in your fingers and in your hands. And that's just due to blood pooling in your hands, obviously, just with the position that they're in. We get a little bit of pooling. So I want you to make fists and release, fists and release. Let's go back to single arm swing. Can you do alternate? Screwing up your fingers, making that fist and then release. It's a little bit like, can you pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time? So just that fist and release is going to help to keep the blood circulating as you're walking on those long walks in particular. Okay, give everything a little shake out. Maybe just gently moving your head side to side. Okay, go back to the top of the foot stretch again. So again, I'm just talking, you're just stretching out, making sure you're in that really good alignment. So one of the things that a lot of particularly ladies come to me with is that I don't like this bit. I've got these bingo wings and I don't like this bit. So can you give me some exercises to tone this bit up? You shouldn't need to tone it up, because if you're walking correctly and using your correct arm swing, then with every step you take, you're working those triceps like 5,000 times a day. I mean, how many steps do you do in a day? And you could be working that tricep. So let your arms just kind of hang down. Just switch to the other side. Just notice where they naturally sit. So again, where's those elbow pits? Do they kind of roll in towards you? Are the palms of your hands facing behind? Just notice that. And then see if you can kind of find that elbow pits forwards, palms facing in towards you, shoulders relaxed down. All right. And then let's step down again. And swing your arms again. So notice now whether your elbow is kind of bending, and notice whether I see this a lot, elbows kind of out to the side so that your arms kind of have this this kind of movement. So when you're walking and the work is done behind you, if your tricep's in the right place, you're going to be working that tricep with every swing of the arm. If, however, your shoulders are rolled forward, your elbows are out a little bit, your tricep can't work because the tricep is now here, and unless you're swinging your arm out this way, you're not going to be getting any work done there. So let's get our triceps in the right place again. So elbow pits forwards, lower arms in. Do your swinging again. Now this time I want you to really think about bringing that arm up behind and then swinging it forwards. Arm behind, swing forwards. So the work is much more behind you. All right. So can you feel that as work in your triceps now? All right. Interlace your hands behind your back. We're going to fold forwards and lift the arms up towards the ceiling. So hinging forwards, in fact bend your knees And then take your arms up towards the ceiling. Can you pick up your shoulders away from the floor? So notice if they've kind of dropped down. So pick up the shoulders away from the floor. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. And hold here. How high can you reach your hands? Can you get your hands to point towards the ceiling? Take a few breaths here. Relax your jaw. Back your weight up through your heels so that you've not got all of your weight forwards. We kind of want to get as vertical a shin as we can here. And then when you're ready, lowering those arms down and coming all the way up. So if your elbows are going out to the side, your elbow pits are facing in towards you, we've got that rotation in of the shoulders, then that's a really nice move to start to address that rotation and to start to open those shoulders out. We're going to go back to our arm swing again. So elbow pits forwards, palms facing in towards you, lift the arm behind and let it swing forwards. Lift it behind, swing forward, lift behind, swing forward. Letting your arms be as relaxed as possible as they come forward, so the work is behind and then it swings forward. And you can kind of let it be soft, it doesn't have to be like rigid, straight arms. And because the work is behind and then it's swinging forwards, the forwards part is just momentum. So if that arm's coming up really high in front, then you're lifting that in front, because there's no way that lifting your arm behind, you can create enough momentum to get that arm all the way up. So just swing free, as relaxed as you can. We're going to do that interlace of the hands behind again. So you will always interlace your hands in the same way. So I want you to interlace them kind of the uncomfortable way. So slide your fingers along one so it'll feel different. And we're going to do that same thing again. So we're going to bend the knees, hinging forwards and then lifting your arms up towards the ceiling. You can let your head hang, back your hips up, let your jaw relax. Notice if those shoulders are kind of dropping down towards the floor, using the muscles between your shoulder blades to pick those shoulders up and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hold in here a few breaths. And when you're ready, slowly come on out of that. Give your hands a little shake, give your shoulders a little shake, and just gently turn your head from side to side. Now, we're going to do that again. We're going to go back to the normal way and then the uncomfortable way. Now, if you find that when you're doing this, you can't get your arms all the way up to the ceiling, maybe your arms are kind of here, it's just tension and tightness in your shoulders. And if that's the case, I want you to just grab your strap. Take your strap behind, palms are going to face forwards so that you can have more range to try and get your hands up towards the ceiling. So if you need to go even wider, that's fine. Go to where you need to go to be able to get those arms up towards the ceiling. Okay, so either interlace your fingers the normal way or use your strap. We're going to pull those shoulder blades together in your back and we're going to fold forwards, weight back through your heels and lift your arms up towards the ceiling. So remember, you've got that option to use the strap if you need to. Use the muscles between your shoulder blades to pick the shoulders up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, relax your jaw. Let your head hang if you want to. And when you're ready, come up and out of that. Give your hands a little shake. We're going to interlace again the most uncomfortable way. So moving up one finger, and again use the strap if you need to. Oh, I can't see where my fingers are now behind. Okay, so same thing. We're going to fold forwards and lift those arms towards the ceiling. Back your weight up. Picking your shoulders up. Relax your jaw. Couple of breaths here. Have your knees as bent as you need to. You can kind of almost rest on your knees if you wish. Trying to keep that vertical shin. And when you're ready, come on up and out of that. Give your shoulders a little shake out. Alright, we're going to do a little pelvic lift now. So, feet hip width. all of your weight down into one leg, using the muscles of the hip to stabilize and to hold you rather than using your back to hook up. So we're on one leg now. Can you do your arm swing here? So you might find now that your arm swing isn't as big. Maybe the movements are a little bit smaller. That's okay. Make sure that the movement is coming from your shoulder and not just your elbow, yeah? As you're on that one leg. So much harder to stabilize on one leg while you swing your arms. Ooh. Check your elbow pits. Can you keep your weight backed up through your heel? Ooh. Are your shoulders sneaking up to your ears? Switch sides, so lift on the other side, press that leg down, float your other side up, and again swing. Elbow pits are forwards. So this standing on one leg is actually part of your gait cycle. It's part of the way that you walk. If you think, you know, at certain points of your walking that you have one leg on the floor. Check your shoulders, back your weight up through your hips. Ooh, how is your balance? Other side again. So if you find this difficult to stand on one leg and to swing your arms, then every time you walk, it's as difficult. I mean, it's just that we're holding this in position. But still, if your body struggles to hold this in position, it will struggle as you're walking. Last time on the other side. Find that list and swing your arms. Again, just checking elbow pits forwards, weight back through your heels, shoulders relaxed and down. All right, let's go back to the top of the foot stretch again. Toes tuck under. Making sure that you're not kind of sagging to one side. All right, and we're going to do a little hand stretch. So bringing your elbow by your side, palm faces up. We want to keep everything in alignment, so making sure that hand doesn't come across. It wants to stay kind of in alignment with your shoulder. And then you're going to use your other hand to pull those fingers down. So think about pulling your fingers away from your hand, and then think about pulling your hand away from your wrist. Yeah. So fingers away from hand, and then hand away from wrist. And then making sure that hand doesn't come across, it's still in that good position. You're going to just gently pull each finger in turn back. And then thumbs up, using your other hand to grab around the base of the thumb and just move it around like a little joystick. So this joint is kind of the one that is most commonly diagnosed as osteoarthritis, which is just wear and tear really. Very painful and not kind of to be just dismissed, but it is wear and tear. Let's go on to the other side. Elbow tucks in, palm faces up again, making sure that hand is in alignment, and use your other hand to pull the fingers back. Don't let that arm come across. So yeah, it's incorrect wear of kind of like bone on bone almost, just the way that we use it. We're causing wear and tear to our tissues, and that's causing osteoarthritis. So really common in thumbs, knees, feet, shoulders, wherever. And again, using your fingers to gently pull each finger in turn back, trying to keep those fingers straight. So notice if they're tending to buckle. Can you keep them as straight as possible as you go through them all? And then thumbs up, grab your thumb and just move it around. Again, did you see how I brought that arm forwards to kind of show you? Try and keep it in alignment. Do that a lot, bringing that across. So keep it in its own little channel where it should be as you move it around. All right, let's go back to swinging those arms. In fact, let's swing them together. How's it feeling? Can you get that work behind? So you're using your triceps, elbow pits are forwards, palms are facing in towards you. How about single arms? Lift behind and swing forwards, lift behind, swing forwards. It takes a bit of getting used to that lifting behind and swinging forwards, because you almost feel like you want to lift in front. So let's do that. So let's lift the arm in front and then drop it down. Lift in front, drop it down. So kind of have a little go with that. And notice when you lift in front and then swing down, how it creates more tension through the chest. It's a lot of work through the chest and nothing really happening with the arm. Can you find that? Lift in front, swing forward, lift in front. All right, don't do that. Go back to lift behind, swing forward. Just to kind of show you that difference. So now it's working the tricep and your chest is free to stay nice and open, and we're not encouraging that rounded, shouldered forward position. Work behind, work behind. Okay, so I'm going to use a little prop now to show you something. So hold that thought. I've just been and grabbed myself a little necklace, because these are really useful. A necklace, a lanyard, anything that you can hang around your neck to see how you're walking. Okay, and we're just going to lift the arm behind, swing forward, lift the arm behind, swing forward. And as you're doing this, and as you're walking out and about, if you look down at your chest, if you're wearing a necklace or a lanyard, if you notice that it's kind of swinging side to side, then you know that something's not right with your gait, something's happening that shouldn't be. And similarly, if it's kind of swinging, you know, side to side, it means you're kind of lumbering a little bit. So a necklace or a lanyard, have a look at it. Is it bouncing? Is it going side to side? And it just gives you some feedback that you're not translating smoothly, that you're not walking in a smoother fashion as you perhaps could be. So watch for that. I'm trying to make it do it there. There you go. A little bit exaggerated, but you get what I mean with that. I'm going to take that off. Let's go back to our pelvic lift again. So pressing that leg down, letting the other side lift, and swinging your arms. Lifting behind, swinging forwards. Now, if your arms are getting tired, I mean, we haven't been doing this that long, so if they're getting tired, it's probably a good sign that actually when you are out and about walking, that you aren't using your arms enough. Let's switch to the other side. Do your list, and again swing. Because, I mean, think about how long your walks are that you go on. Probably longer than this little session we've been doing. So yeah, if your arms are getting tired now, that's a sure sign that you need to use them more when you are out and about walking. All right, let's do our little calf stretch now. So grab your half dome and calf stretch. Ball of the foot to the top of the dome, heel down onto the floor, and then step your other leg forwards, hip width. Take a moment just to get that alignment there. Let your ribs relax down, so making sure that you aren't arching your back and lifting those ribs forward, so ribs want to stay down. How about the position of your head? Is your head really far forwards? Can you ramp your head up? So think about bringing that chin back to bring ears over shoulders and keeping length through the back of the neck. Just hold here. Couple more breaths. Letting your arms just hang, letting your shoulders be relaxed. Let's switch and do the other side. Again, ball of the foot to the top of the dome, heel down. Step your other leg to hip width, maybe a little bit forwards. Making sure you're happy with your alignment. And then letting those ribs relax down. And ramping your head up so you've not got that head poked forwards position. Bringing your chin back, length through the back of the neck, and just hold for a few breaths there. Again, let your shoulders and arms relax down. Just notice naturally when your arms are down by your sides, where are those elbow pits? Again, have they rolled in towards you? That's a really good indicator of what position the shoulder is in. Easier than kind of looking to see where your shoulder's at is to look where your elbow pit is at. and up hips forwards. All right, we're going to use our strap now, so grab your strap. We're going to do that forward fold again. We're going to do it with the strap this time. So if you've got a really long strap, you might want to double it over just so that it's not kind of dangling down and annoying you. So take your hands slightly wider than your hips, palms are going to face forwards, and let's do a little knee bend. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, folding forwards and reaching those arms towards the ceiling. So you can kind of keep your head parallel to the floor, so looking at your mat, or you can let your head hang if you want to. Either of those are fine. So using the muscles between the shoulder blades to pick those shoulders up away from the floor, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Hold them here. Keep your weight backed up through your heels, relax your jaw. And then can you take your arms to one side and to the other side? So go slow, make it small. And if you feel like you're going to fall over, then maybe keep your head still and looking at the mat rather than letting your head hang. So you can let your torso twist a little bit if it feels okay for you. Don't fall over. Back your weight up through your heels. All right, and then when you're ready, slowly come on up. Get rid of your strap. Give your shoulders a little shake. Just gently turn your head side to side. Let your arms hang free. Let's just gently twist side to side here. Just letting those arms swing freely. All right, guys. That is you done. If you have any questions, please give me a shout. Obviously, with all of these different videos, you can see there's lots of pieces to walk in, and it's hard to kind of bring everything together. So you might find that each time you watch one of these videos, you pick up another little piece that means something to you that you can start to incorporate. But don't worry about trying to remember all of the pieces, because otherwise you'll end up kind of walking like a robot and not sure what bits are where. Just walk and pick one piece to work on at a time. So the thing to take away from this video is that reciprocal arm swing. So as one leg is back, the opposite arm is forwards, yeah? And it's there to prevent that heavy leg from twisting your body. So it's just to try and keep you stable so that you're not twisting and shifting all over the place and you're translating smoothly. Thank you.